Today we are working on blacking out the red portion of the GMC, and to do that we had to remove the GMC logo, which you can see I'm holding on out in my hand, but there was 7 screws. They're actually Torx bits, so just using a tiny screwdriver, the Torx head on there. We had to go in from behind, and that's what they look like. That's actually holding on one of the bars for the grill, but there's a bunch of them back behind the black bracket for the GMC logo. You can kind of see where they were. There's one behind here, and there's like one here, here, and here. Same for the other side. And pulled those all out. Took the GMC and the entire bracket off, and then discovered exactly how it's held onto the bracket. There are 5 tabs with a little clip on the end right there. And so this one, if we turn it around, which would be on that side, will go into this spot right here. And there's 2 here, 1 in the middle, and 2 over here. We'll hold that GMC emblem onto that bracket. So we got that removed, and so now it should make it easy to go ahead and clean this up, because you can see, like, if all along here there's just little dirty spots that we'll have to clean up before we black this out. So that's going to be the next step, is cleaning it up. Then we'll have to mask it off, and the product we're going to use to go ahead and black this out is what is called make sure that doesn't fall off. And the product that we're going to be using in order to go ahead and black this out and paint it is called Plasti Dip, and it's a nice product that it coats and covers really well. But the really nice thing is when you're done, you can always peel it off. So we're going to work on cleaning it up and then masking it off and then painting it next. You are now under the microscope. You better not fuck this up.
Make me famous.
Make you famous.
Yeah.
I need to be famous.
Okay, if you want to be famous, you can tell me what the hell you're doing right now.
Well, I need to get a sex tape then, so I can be like, Kardashian famous. That's how famous I want to get. And Hilton,
Well, there's no better time than right now. So, drop your pants.
Alright, the idea is to get all the bugs out from the crevice of the reflector red to the chrome. So in that way, the tape will stick down inside there. That's the trick. If you just have it sitting on top of here, then you're blacking out the chrome inside here too, which is fine, but we're professionals, so we do it proper. Alright, so just cover it. It doesn't have to be exact. The idea is to make certain that the crevice shows. So once that's defined, that makes it a hell of a lot easier to run the blade.
So essentially what you're doing is covering the whole thing up, and then you're going to cut out the inside portion of the tape, exposing the red.
Exposing the red. So we'll run this along here. take my fingernail and run it along the edge to try to clean up the adhesion thing so that it's more of a proper line.
And that is a word.
The adhesion, is that what you said?
Yeah, the adhesion line.
Now is this gonna be a 6-foot paint job, a 1-foot paint job? Or a 20-foot paint job?
Well, it's got to be a 1 foot. You know, it's the emblem.
It is the emblem.
So
1 foot would be nice.
You gotta make sure that the paint is applied properly.
It's an emblem.
Emblem.
Snack 'em with the backwoody, Emblem.
For those of you who don't know what we mean when we say a 1 foot, 6 foot, or 10-foot paint job, when we refer to that, we're talking about the distance you have to stand away from it before any imperfections are unseeable. So if it's a 1 foot paint job, if you're 1 foot away, it looks perfect. Any closer, then you start seeing the imperfections. So same thing with a 6-foot one. Any closer than 6 feet, then you can start seeing where all the screw ups were.
If one insists on chewing their fingernails away so that they simply don't have any, one must use then a plastic razor blade, which is available at any paint store.
Or Walmart.
You always want to use a blue easy release tape. You never want to use the cheap roll tape for this type of work because it sticks obviously very well to it, but it leaves a residue that makes it very difficult to get off. And you're trying to use a solvent to get that off, you're in a lot of problems now. You always want to make certain as well that there's no wrinkles or air pockets in the tape too, because somehow the paint finds its way in there. I've had that happen a number of times.
Did you see the pictures we took of his Infinity?
Yes.
Yeah, he took that into the intersection right by his house there.
Yep.
And then just... Did he dump the clutch or he just bored it?
Dump it a little bit.
Dumped the clutch a little bit and just got on it. Just spitting in place in the middle of the intersection. Smoke was spewing. That's the other sign that we're consummate professionals here. We do our work on work tables, right?
Yes.
See it right here. Round circular piece of cardboard. That's our work table. So we've got it all masked off. Took that X-Acto knife and cut out the tape covering up the red on the GMC logo. And so the only thing that's not exposed is the chrome. And then the Plasti Dip that I was showing you earlier, that's going on there next. So that's going to be a black rubberized coating. It should look really nice when we're done.
That's it.
So it's the first coat.
First coat does not have to be, you don't want to lay it heavy, you have to lay it in one coat.
Alright,
Can you say that one?
so that's the first coat. That's all we're going to do. I'm just going to put it on there nice and light. And then we'll come back in a little bit and apply the second coat. So in about 10 minutes is all that we will need to wait on this coat.
The
All right, so
first
my
coat-
painter was fantastic and didn't let me start recording before we hit the second coat, like the asshole he is. What are you right now, Nico?
Alright.
What are you? Say it.
I'm a painter. Alright, so here, the first coat has got to be a very light coat, but the second coat can be a medium coat. Do not try to fill in all the cracks and everything with the paint on your second coat. You're going to do that on the third coat, which is your finish coat. First is light, second is medium, and the third one is a finish. So we'll be going one direction, two direction, then we'll finish it with the evening of the coat, which will be in an opposite way of what it was put. I'll be putting the finishing coat on this, as I explained prior to the edit, that we're going to go in 3 separate directions. You always got to make certain that you shake the hell out of the can.
So the rattle's gone.
Plastic, yeah, till the rattle's gone. And we'll put it in a paint shaker and see if it happens. But the idea then is to make certain that it's an even coat. So you continue to hold it away from the thing about 12 inches. And this can be quite a bit heavier because this is your finish coat. Now we got to try and see if we can get it to go mostly into the crevices. And that should do it.
All right, so it's been about a day of drying of the Plasti Dip. It looks like it covered really well. Unfortunately, my asshole painter isn't here today, so we're gonna miss out on his colorful commentary, but you'll get me instead. So what we're gonna do is peel the paint off. We are going to peel the tape off. I am very dyslexic today. And as we peel the tape off, hopefully the paint or the Plasti Dip, which is designed to come up eventually, won't come with it. So we'll just do this slowly and carefully. So I'm about halfway through peeling this off, and I can see right away when I start here that there's just areas that the tape didn't either get pressed down hard enough and it got underneath, or like right here there's overspray because it didn't get taped up. There's another spot where it didn't get taped down hard enough and it snuck underneath the tape, but where it did cover, it looks really good. So I think the technique is good. The technique is actually pretty good. Execution, if you added just a little bit more detail to it, it would have been perfect. So that's it. It's all off. I think it looks pretty good. I think we're ready to put it on the truck. After we clean up a few spots here, I'm just going to get a paper towel and just give it a little bit of a rubbing, and the chrome will clean up nice. Alright, so I cleaned up the major spots. One was right here in the middle of the M, and then there's a couple spots along the G that I cleaned up. And so now it shines like the sun, just like it's supposed to. So we'll go ahead and take it and install it on the truck. Alright, so that's where it's supposed to go. Got it right here. These tabs go into these holes. There's one there. vent hole and 2 tabs over here. So it just snaps into place. Then after we're done, that's what it looks like.